And finally, thanks to ancestry websites, one Morristown family was reunited with a brother they never knew they had.
Here's 10 News reporter Stephanie Haynes.
Scientists call DNA the secret to life, but one Morristown family never expected DNA would uncover a life secret.
It started with a Facebook message that my grandfather may have been their grandfather's father.
Jonathan Bewley ignored the message at first, but then he saw a picture.
His grandfather looked exactly like my grandfather.
Bewley agreed to do a DNA test through an ancestry website, and when the results came in,
it lit up like a Christmas tree.
Richard Mahalik is 91 years old and lives in northern Wisconsin. He was born to a single mother in Cleveland, which is where the Bewley family believes their grandfather, Ralph, met Mahalik's mother, who the family says never told him about the baby.
I mean, never in his wildest dreams did he ever probably think this question would ever be answered.
This is Nathan Bitzer, the one who reached out to Bewley and is Richard's grandson.
But as soon as he knew who his grandfather was, he definitely wanted to talk to his siblings.
And last week, Mahalik got to meet his 5 siblings in person.
And to see them light up and to make that connection with him has just been really special.
The Bewleys took Mahalik to his father's grave.
Reached out his hands and said, well, here I am and there you are. And it was like a kind of a closure for him.
Wow, the Bewleys planning a trip up to Wisconsin as well. Quite a discovery.
It is remarkable what DNA tells us, for
sure.
All right, we're going to talk to Todd.